All right. All right. It is that time. Flip that back around. Flip it around. Camera goes black. Camera goes black. Back at it. Back at it. What happened? Oh, back at it. Back at it. Surprise attack, sneak attack show, the Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A. This is the UK Up in the Kingdom edition, Volume 4. Quick little stuff I would like to talk about. You know, just see, I'm always testing, seeing how, if notifications go out, if what fan base I got, still in that learning process. So if people do get that notification and pop in, I will see you soon. If not, just record the show, the Double RT Boxing Show. Today, a little more of an announcement. I guess the undercard of the Tony Bellew uh, Usyk card was like announced. I guess the Rhino got his opponent. Josh Kelly got his opponent. That's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the Josh Kelly fight against I think it's Castillo. Yeah, some guy named Castillo. We talk about that fight. To talk a little bit about the Usyk Bellew fight, a little about that. But for this month of November, the bantamweight division is getting hot. Bantamweights, we're gonna be talking about some bantamweights up in the morning, up in the kingdom. I'm your host, Mr. A. Thank you for tuning in to the Double RT Boxing Show. Up in the kingdom, 12 o'clock California time. Thank you to the states. Thank you for y'all who watched this show. All right, so it's 2 minutes in and no one's here. So I guess Twitter announcements do help. So if you do want to follow the show, it is at Twitter at RRTB Show. At RRTB Show. So I don't know if it's just well, obviously I know I got a low fan base, but just 7 a.m. ain't giving a fuck in UK about the show. Midnight out here. California time's a hard time. So let me know. Someone's here. I got a thumbs up. Someone came on. So the project is in effect. Good day, sir. Oh, okay. See, thank you, my friend. I'm in the project, to see how the show is catching. How do the notifications go out? Did you just happen to see me? Like, hey, the motherfucker's live. In that due process of seeing how it works. Do you like super bantamweights? Because I like super bantamweights. I was going to talk about how the month of November is finishing pretty damn strong with some super bantamweights. They got some pretty good matchups out there in super bantamweights. Oh no, I don't plan on it. I plan on it. I want to get in the hang of just banging them and bouncing, banging them and bouncing. Cause fuck, man, I like to sleep too, and I like to do a lot of shit. But fucking the bantamweight, the super bantamweights, since the whole tournament is bantamweight division, the bantamweights are actually finishing November pretty hot. The reason I like bantamweights, even though I'm starting, I thought Dogbo's feet would be the best of them. I'm trying to get into them. See, that's what the Double RT Boxing Show is about. I'm trying to get into them too. Roman Gonzalez got me back into it. Dude, I'm telling you, the person who got me into lower weight class is the Ken Shiru. He's like what is this, the super flyweight. I like that cat. That cat got me. That's who really got me into it. And then who like also is my United States boy, Joshua Greer Jr. That's why I kind of follow this division, the super bantamweights. If Joshua Greer Jr. is who I'm hoping he is, these going to be the people he's going to start banging out. So I was like, fuck it. The Double RT Boxing Show. You learn with the people. You talk about the people. Those fucking bums who's ranked at number 9 and 13. Those fucking bums. The people who try and be the best. Be like, oh, how come motherfuckers don't fight the best? Well, shit, when they're trying to be the best at number 9, you call them a bum. So, like, shit, you can't go from like 23 to 1. You got to climb the ladder. And that's what we're talking about. There are people who climb the ladder. November, like I say, November has about, what's this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no, seven super bantamweight fights that's all ranked in like the top 10 or 12. They're all finishing the month. And then in December 8th, you got the champion Dogbo fighting on the 8th. And you got Joshua Greer Jr., folks, fighting on the 18th. No, the 14th. So super bantamweight is finishing pretty hot. And for those who love those belts, they got the NABO belts. They got the WBO Intercontinental, the WBO Oriental belt. Man, they got belts in these like fucking 9 matches. You got Diego De La Hoya. Diego De La Hoya fighting on the 17th. He's chilling though. The guy he's fighting is Perez, 17-2. Not who the fuck is that guy, but Diego De La Hoya quietly at 21-0 is number 4 by the WBC, number 1 by the WBA, number 11 by the IBF, but number 1 by the WBO. That fool is in a title shot hunt with Isaac Dogbo, who defends his belt on the 8th. So most likely De La Hoya. I bet you if Dogbo lose, I won't be surprised if De La Hoya pushes hard for that fucking mandatory. But I don't know if Diego's De La Hoya style. I love to see that fight though. The pressure of Dogbo and Diego De La Hoya. He's a pretty good puncher. Got some range on him. And he got movement, which I think might be able to cause. I say Dogbo, as good and powerful as he is, I think movement could throw him off because he needs his feet planted for that power. I think Diego has the movement to pick him off, but kind of like in the Magdalena fight, his power shots can erase a lot of point build-up work that Diego will build up. So that'd be a good fight to watch. Will Dogbo just fucking kind of blow through Diego De La Hoya, or can Diego De La Hoya move around enough and hold his own? Diego De La Hoya, who's getting those belts, people, getting those belts, the NABF and the WBO, NABO. I know we hate them, but you look at the people who's in these up-and-coming fights, they all got these weird-ass belts, man. Like the WBO, those top 15, out of that top 15, like 7 or 6 of them are belt holders. Yeah, we don't give a fuck about them, but hey, why they get those fights? Because they went and got those belts. We don't give a fuck. It's fun to watch, people. It's fun if you actually watch that shit, the belts. They actually get the motherfuckers the title shots, believe it or not. Believe it or not, follow the belts and you find out who's getting title shots. It's fucking unfucking believable. Right here on the Rrt Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A. Yes, sir. Thank you for Mr. fucking NBT. I hope you're entertained. What else is happening? And a person I'm finding out, and hopefully the audience here, Mr. Number 14 of the WBA, David, I can't even pronounce his name, but like I said, he's trying to get his fucking credit up for 2019. And this is a weird fight I don't get. These are one of and I love belts. You hear me talking about them, but this, I don't like when the sanctioned bodies give out interim championships like this for no fucking, I don't get it unless Vargas, because Vargas is the champion of the WBC super bantamweights, Ray Vargas. Unless he's getting a match lined up with a unification, I understand why the interim of the WBC is on the line. If that happens, Tokimoki Kamita and Abigail Mendia. They're fighting for an interim WBC Super Bantamweight Championship, even though the champion Ray Vargas is not hurt. That it's weird, but that just gonna mean the winner of this is gonna get a crack at Ray Vargas immediately if these guys are fighting. That's what it should mean. But if you're actually saying like, hey, why isn't Jermell Charlo getting it? It's the same. It's the same weird coincidence or funky Moncadina, whatever, funky Comadina type shit happening with this fight. That why did Jamal Charlo get his interim? The champion wasn't hurt. He was going for a bigger money fight. So if that's the case, Ray Vargas, who's the champion of the WBC again, must be getting a unification fight for them just to throw an interim title for no reason. So, and again, 35-2, Tomika Comedia and Abigail. I'm gonna go with, these are. I did watch this fight. Abigail seems to just have his power and come straight forward. And this Kamagia, I seen him on PBC. That's what was kind of cool about the PBC when it was doing something. At least for me, I think about some of the times the PBC did hurt itself out here. It did give these people fighters. Like I said, the reason why people are like shitting on the zone and shitting on this card or that card and like, who are these people? There was nights and times on PBC cards you got fighters like, who the fuck are these people? And it turned out it was this guy, Tomiki Komida, who's 35-2, fighting for this belt now. But back, like, who the fuck is he? You had him fighting Gavin McDonald, a Brit guy who's now you see him on the zone. So PBC was getting those type of fighters, giving them to us. But Heyman tried. People say like, oh, Heyman don't do no type of boxing. He has a poor stable. They were crossing shit. They were crossing the streets. They were doing that shit. Just not with big fighters. Gavin McDonald, Tomika Makita was on PBC. A bunch. It was back and forth. A bunch of foreigners were on PBC. But that's how I saw this Comadia guy. So he's the Asian guy who, if you guys PBC remember, and Brit, it was they had a rematch, pretty good. I think one of them got dropped in the fourth round. That was pretty good. But I'm going with I think Tomiki is gonna have him with footwork. I think he's gonna get him on the footwork. Arnold Kagia, another weird name, but he's number 9 by the WBO. So watch out for him. But they said that the highlight so far is probably gonna be the Monday 17th is the Monday and the 17th with Diego De La Hoya. Crawford for what? Crawford. Yes. See, yeah. Back in the day, they were doing all types of shit, and a lot of these people, it just the poor communication of who these people were. They were doing all types of shit. Called out Pacquiao. What do you mean? Spence Ford broke from Matchroom, called out Pacquiao from top. What's the excuse though? What is the excuse? I've lost in your reason for saying excuse. On the 24th, are you familiar? For those who are familiar with the Filipino club, that wrong side of the street BS. Yeah, that is BS. You know what? You know what was BS? It's for the people who built in. When the fight was first asked about, Bob Arum said it back in like 2017. He goes, "It's a great fight, but I'm not going to have that fight until it's pay-per-view worthy." And I want that pay-per-view to do about 4,000. That's what he said back in like 2017. And Bob, he's doing all this call-out shit. helping it get a little bigger right now. Like, oh, we want to fight Spence right now. We want to fight Spence right now. They'll take it to fight right now. If it just like happened to land in their lap and get called bluff, they'll take it because that big ass contract with ESPN. I think they're kind of in desperate need for a big fight for Crawford soon. The rankings, these rankings, the ways there's like number nines that no one heard of. Crawford's gonna run out of fights like that. He's gonna be fighting ranked people that no one cares, and ESPN's gonna be like, dude, we need some fight. So if you could get that Spence fight, cool, yay. But they're just bigging that shit up. Aram's talking shit. So that way, when Crawford does run these fools out in the WBO, probably like in a year and a half or two, he'll probably run through like number seven. Number two is going to be Aegis. They're going to put Aegis in the ring with us. Then you got Best beating another top ranked guy. And then he may be a voluntary or maybe some type of random unification, maybe by Spence by like 3 or 4 fights if it's bigged up that time. But I never really got too hoopla about it. Aram said he wants about 4,000, 5,000 pay-per-view buys. Even on ESPN, it's gonna be on pay-per-view. So just because it was just a bunch of. I thought it was nice boxing banter when you hear a promoter talking head shit. Cause Al ain't gonna come defend himself. So and speaking of weird promotions, if you guys are into the super bantamweights on the 24th, ALA. I learned through doing the Rrt Boxing Show. It's I guess one of the bigger Filipino promoters out there. The boxing club or gym or something. I guess how the Brits have the GPA boxing. I don't know, something like that. I know I'm lost, but close. They got a lot of good fighters. They got a lot of good ranked fighters. But I think from what I'm reading in comments and what I've been watching and picking up on the show here, this research, they have a piss poor job of matchmaking. Oh my goodness. Gio Santissima, he's fighting Victor Lopez. That's going to be a decent, okay. It's matchup wise, but Albert Paraja, 30-1, ranked number 5 by the WBO and number 6 by the IBF. I've seen this guy fight. He has the color hair. They blow him up. He's fighting a guy who's 14-3, 30-1, the WBO Intercontinental Champion. Man, it's like I said, I slowly learn these people. I slowly learn these super bantamweights. Number 2 in the house, thank you for giving that thumbs up. That is a very kind gesture of you to support your show, the Rrt Boxing Show, with your host, Mr. A, on the UK, up in the kingdom. 2 for 2, 2 for 2. And that's a peace. 2 for 2 means peace and a kind gesture for supporting the Rrt Boxing Show. Very kind, very kind. Talking super bantamweights. They're filling the card of Bellew Uskis is kind of, I think it's pretty announced stuff for like one undercard fight, but it's card. We discussed that, but we're talking super bantamweights. Why? Because Mr. A is slowly getting into the category for the Rrt Boxing Show audience. We cover all rankings our best we can. And super bantamweights are closing the month of November out heavy, especially if you follow the belts. You got about 7 fights, about 4 or 5 belts on the line. You got the NABF, the NABO, the W. Like I said, the match I just announced on the 24th, Albert Paraja taking on George. I can't write my own writing, but 14-3. Promoted by the ALL, good fighters, but shitty matchmaking. I learned it from watching it, and then there's some heavy ass arguments in the comment sections about these the Pinoys. Thank you for supporting the Rrt Boxing Show. Mr. A appreciates that. I love reading your arguments. You guys keep it pretty. Good boxing banter. You keep it clean, which is very, very appreciated, But I have read them, and I'm getting the ALL shitty matchmaking arguments. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I am getting it. And I think this is another case, but it should be some pretty good fighting, just probably won't lopsided. But then again, Albert Paraha, he got shot. You know, I learned that guy doing research on another guy who beat him. I learned about Albert Paraha when I was doing the research for the Cesar Juarez versus Isaac Dogbo for the vacant title fight for the Jesse Magdaleno belt. You know, like I said, the Rrt Boxing Show. It's your show. I'm just a host, man. This is, I do it for you. You do it for fucking me. You're here. You want to hear that boxing talk. Thank you. Super bantamweights. And I do it, like I said, I'm a Joshua Greer fan. Joshua Greer fan Jr. He's the little, Diego De La Hoya. You kind of, rep your countrymen. So I'm trying to see who I can like kind of grow with here. Find some fighter at the bottom of the barrel, and just kind of watch them grow through a division. I don't know, but hey, I slowly learn it. That's part of the boxing, and you get that fix. You get that fix, man. Are you shaking? You need your fix. Try the line of these uppercuts right here on the Rrt Boxing Show with your host, Mr. A. Try a needle of the speed bag. Guys are crazy right here on the Rrt Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A, talking super bantam weights. You got the Japanese champion, the bantamweight champion. The Rrt Boxing Show is very entertaining. It gets the straitjacket buckles loose, and you can just relax. Talk that boxing. Disagree, love it, but it's the Rrt Boxing Show with your host, Mr. A, and you're watching the UC Up in the Kingdom, midnight California, but 7 a.m. in the UK. Up in the Kingdom, midnight California. Oh man, and who else we got? And then we finish it off with Joshua Greer Jr. Now this guy, the guy I've been talking about, Joshua Greer Jr., making his second fight under his newly contracted deal by Top Rank. Now, in doing his second fight, he is headlining the show. It is on ESPN Plus, the app, because the week before, ESPN is giving a slot to Isaac Dogbo. Now, the thing is, I'm wondering, will Top Rank make the fight quickly, or will they try and use Joshua Greer Jr. to hold down another belt and try and then make a unification? Because Greer originally, before he signed with Top Rank, he was at super bantam. He was bantamweight, super bantamweight, and then he's like, you know what? I'm going back down to bantamweight. I'm going to stay there. Then boom, a fight happens. Then another one. Oh, I'm signed with Top Rank, and now here he is back at super bantamweight. Now this could be just, hey, it's just you could be okayed a couple pounds on the scale because it's not a title fight. So if you don't quite make a weight, they'll give you 2 pounds anyway. It could be just that type of fight, staying busy. He is the headliner against a David Lopez, like I said, a 15-5. So it could be just a stay busy fight. Now, are they planning him and Isaac Dogbo will be, I think, a nice fight, but I don't know if they throw their 2 big weapons. That's all they have at the super bantamweight. I'm trying to, because you would think now that HBO is gone over here in the stateside, they kind of had the home for small divisions. They had that little tournament on their thing called much like the WBSS. HBO kind of had with Tom Loeffler's promotion, that Superfly cards, and that's kind of where the small divisions were like cracking through finally to get paid. But now that their HBO's backing and boxing is done, Top Rank could get into the little super bantamweights. You got Inoue getting hot. he's in the tournament, so you need to create other people to say I could beat whoever wins that tournament. So why not get those people right now? They're going to be out there, and that's why I'm saying the month of November is filling up good with 7 super bantamweights, all ranked in the top 10. And these might be the guys who's going to be like 2 or 3 fights away from the guy whoever wins the bantamweight tournament. Someone's going to either drop weight or lose or go up. For instance, like I said, you got on the 19th, you got the Japanese champion moving up. Like I said, it's just one of those fights where I think just he's coming up from bantamweight just to stay busy, so he puts on a couple weights. Now, with the full announcement of the Bellew Usyk card, I was watching a little more of those their fights today, but the main announcement, even the White Rhino has announced who he's going to fight. I just checked that one and report on that one later, and then Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly was announced to fight Castillo, I believe it was. Yes, Walter Castillo. This fight, I hope it's not. This fight, I could actually see Josh Kelly looking a little disappointment. Like if there's ever going to be a fight where it looks like Josh Kelly might be getting some rounds, getting some shit in, this one it might be because Castillo's going to be game. He's going to be there, but he's going to be right in front of Josh Kelly. He's going to be right in front of Kelly to do what he wants. So I don't know if we're really going to see all the flickering and juckering from Kelly. I think with a guy right in front of him is going to be able to practice some shit, maybe practice some combinations, some side steps, some rhythm steps or something. I don't think he's going to need to do all the feinting and to really try and feint his way into an opening, feint himself into a shot. I think I believe his name is Walter Castillo. I believe he's going to create enough openings by being in front of him and being aggressive that Kelly's going to be a little. I think he's still going to knock. I think he should knock him out, but I won't be surprised if he looks a little roundish, just not out of shape, but just getting those rounds in, picking it apart, game planning. But and I'm always interested to see his development. I think him and Josh Taylor are the goods of the young prospects over there. Like I said, you got the Daniel Dubois, Nathan Gorman, kind of in the big boys, and you got Josh Kelly and Taylor to me in the mids. I don't know. The only small division UK person I know, off the top of my head, well, 126 is what Carl and all them. So I don't know if I even call them, even though that's still a lie. But I was thinking like fucking. I know Patty Barnes, fucking Kid Gallahan. I still have not watched the Toka Callery fight. Toka, I gotta go watch that fight because from what I read and heard, fucking Gallahan beat him pretty easy, and I didn't think he could. So maybe I will be finally my leaf turned over on Kid Gallahan because I needed to see something, and I thought Toka had a good tool set to give him some problems, if not beat him. But if Kid made it look easy, I would definitely do a late report on it. I still throw up the late post fight recaps. If I watch the fight, I'll at least give you my. It was competitive early. Then he made it boring. Did he? Did he really? Wow. He just he smothered him out. I gotta see that fight. I really wanted to see that fight. And again, I was watching some Bellew fights and Usyk fights. Do they both get hit more than it? I think it's a snooze fest. Because what I thought It's weird though. What did you think of the Breedis and the Usyk fight? You know, when that one was happening live, what did you think of it? When you because I was, if you think the Bellew and Usyk fight was a snooze fest, at live time I was a little disappointed watching Usyk and Breedis. To me, that fight was heading downward. And if you want to say like compared to like what do I think was a good fight, you know, I thought Triple G Canelo #1, a very competitive fight, entertaining fight. I thought Triple G won that one like 8-4, something like that. So in a very competitive fight, I thought there's still a winner. In the Usyk and Breedis fight, that started pretty nice. You know, Breedis was fighting him hard for 4 rounds. And then just like I watched it the first time, he fighting Usyk's fight. He didn't have the feet to fight his fight. He got worn down for like the middle of the fight. Usyk took over, still got tapped, and that's what I was saying. Usyk gets tapped. You know, Breedis was a little tired on the feet work, and Tony Bellew ain't got much. But with Usyk getting tired and Bellew throwing haymakers, it might happen. But me personally, I'm still rolling with. Do you think? Wait, first of all, I wonder. Do you think Bellew can knock Usyk out, or it would be accumulation stoppage if it was to happen? That's what I wish. You know, because people already don't give Bellew a chance. But if he was to win, is it like a straight boom, or like, oh shit, he knocks Usyk out? Or is it a knockdown, then Usyk gets up, fights another round, or he gets up, gets knocked down again, then gets knocked? Is it like a 3-down knockdown stoppage? Is it a one knockdown? How are people even saying like, if Bellew does the upset? What is it? On score, a 12-rounder just outpoints Usyk with a beatdown, a shockingly hard hit against volume. Because to me, when I'm watching the Breedis and the Usyk fight, it was a lot of fucking punches thrown and a couple little taps. You know, you saw their heads do one of these things, you know. But I didn't see. I saw a lot of punch. To me, I guess you could say they're professionals, but when I saw like 58 punches thrown and like 16 landed, that don't seem right. But I guess with these guys, you know, these heavy hitters, these great athletes, these top caliber guys, you know, it gave a great fight, but it was very like missing, and then these little, you know, like 6-level punches here and there. I was a little disappointed on the live watching of that fight. And if to say what was a good fight, you know, was like a live watching, like, oh shit, you know, Jared Hurd, Lara, that was like, oh shit, a live good watching fight. Like this shit is happening. Uh, um, AJ and Klitschko. It was been a minute since there was a nice like, oh shit, that live action came at a right time. Like, oh fuck, this is a good fight. You know, I think people wanted Klitschko and AJ to be a good fight. Not really cared about how it ended. You know, I think majority of us really thought AJ was going to win the fight. We were like, hey, you know, he's going to knock Klitschko out. But where we were like, is he really going to knock Klitschko out? For it to be the end, because I had Klitschko winning that fight all the way up until the round he got stopped. You know, by like one point, because he had a good lead on him, but he started giving that shit up, and then AJ dropped him. And even when he got up, and I was like, okay, he could still survive if he just starts holding on. But when he took an uppercut in his fucking head, with his arms to the his arm did the wave from a heck uppercut. Like he's done. He's done. But then and I saw. Yeah, like I said, I just watched Usyk and Bellew's fights. They both. The fact that Usyk throws a lot of punches, and to me he misses a lot. That he hits you with some, but all that punching and stuff, it's dressing, as they like to say. It's fucking, it's like it's the little slices of oranges on your fucking breakfast plate. Are they really needed? Like what the fuck are those, man? It's He's throwing all those punches. He's moving. Yeah, it's you could say it's the throwaway punches. Getting you to throw your guard out what you're doing. But at the same, it's when he's throwing the punches at you and they're not. He he keeps you handcuffed it, and the punches and people just don't throw with him. He's not doing nothing. He misses a lot, but he looks busy, so he gets the control of the round. He just passes he just gives the energy that he's controlling the fight. And he's like, dude, he's missing a lot of fucking punches, and the punches he's do land don't seem to be that hard. And then with Bellew, he does have a nice timing. He'll throw body shots with you. He's good when he's first. And Usyk can get caught when he's second. When you make him second, you know they say you can't outbox Usyk. You can. Now, I'm not gonna say you can't, but for boxing terms, boxing talk, Bellew ain't gonna outbox Usyk at Usyk's speed. Meaning Usyk can't dictate. I think if Bellew can just go at him, even if he's not at him hard, just making Usyk fight at a different speed. Even if Usyk wants to fight at a 1.5, make Usyk fight at a 1.8. If you could get him to 2.0, great. But the thing is, can Bellew handle that? Because to me, this is gonna be a good fight to watch, man. It's coming up. It's coming up this Saturday. It's gonna be a good fight. To me, Usyk, he's catchable because one, he always gets hit. Usyk always gets hit, regardless. Breedis was hitting him. Galaki was hitting him. Hunter was getting him. To me, Hunter gave Usyk a great fight. It just the footwork just out tired. The footwork was just too much for Hunter, and it gassed him. He couldn't hang with the footwork. Because remember, that was Usyk's first 12-rounder. He took Usyk to the first distance, however that long that fight was. But can Bellew keep up a sped up fight? Is what I'm saying. Because not only can you hit Usyk regardless, he's able, I guess, with that Breedis and Usyk fight end up being closer to me. I mean, in reality, than what I thought it was. Because on the cards, it was pretty close. Usyk, he moves so much, all the feinting, all the flexing and making you do shit. That footwork, that's amazing to see. That tires him out. You can only go hard so long. Even if it's good, he's gonna get tired, and it happens. That's why he doesn't throw so damn hard. He can't have hard punches and good footwork, and Usyk needs the good footwork. Usyk ain't the same without that footwork. He knows pretty nice combinations to punch, but to me, I think he's more of a 1-2 shot artist. If Usyk sits down in front of you, I don't think he's a nice combination puncher. He's kind of like a shoe shiner, but he could be like a one shot to her too. That's why that footwork allows him to get a nice 1-2 on you. If Bellew can make him fight a little faster, because like I said, he expands enough energy as it is. But like I said, the reason why I think if Bellew can do that, Bellew could widen the gap, make the gap and Usyk a little sooner. Because like I said, you can be first on him. You could be first on Usyk, and Bellew is just ballsy enough to be first. That's the only odds I give Bellew in winning this fight. You know, after watching more of Usyk's fights and Bellew fights, like I said, Bellew's they're both getting hit by everybody, and, and Bellew doesn't have the lateral movement. I don't think he's gonna be able to kind of cut off Usyk to slow him down. He's just gonna have to jab his ass in and make Usyk fight. And if he speeds it up, I think he got it. I think he got it. I don't think Usyk will fight good, but I say if he speeds it up. I don't think so. I think Usyk is going to attempt to. I think he's going to attempt to fight Bellew, but I think somewhere in the middle of the rounds, Usyk's going to play a distance game. He's going to get hit by something. He's going to get a little tired, get his distance back on, and then he's going to around 8 or 9. I think Usyk should take over. But watch like in round 9, fucking Tony Bellew just fucking catches him, makes him fight fast, get him against the rope. That's what I'm saying. I wish there was more people in here, man, because I'm so fucking curious. And I'm thinking right now to myself, if Tony Bellew does the upset, how the fuck does he do it? You know, does he knock him out? Does he like multiple knockdown, force the referee to stoppage, point him? You know, like split decision, unanimous decision. I would love to hear what people had to fucking like. Oh, Mr. A, just give me some answers on this question. You know, if you watch this on the playback before the 10th, that'd be a great comment to leave. A lot of people do leave comments, and I answer you back pretty rapidly if I'm available. If Tony Bellew wins this fight against Oleksandr Usyk, how does he do it? Knockout? Multiple knockdown referee stoppage? Is it a fucking like a combination on the second get up combination against the ropes? Is it a 1-2 hard hit rubber neck? You know, is it a hard body shot? Usyk shockingly goes down. Like I never, and we just assume that Usyk is just gonna left, right, left, 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 right, 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 left. Bellew just with some pity tat shit. That's what we assume. We're assuming that Bellew ain't gonna have no type of offensive counters and balls to the wall, fuck you style. And we're assuming just Usyk's feet work is just Flash Gordon or the Flash to the fucking like what the Blob or something, huh? Like Bellew has no chance at Usyk footwork. Is Tony much slower than Michael Hunter? Do you think Michael Hunter has some better footwork than Tony Bellew? Is Tony Bellew footwork, can he hang with Marco Huck was bullshit. Do you think what about Golowski? He kind of could the footwork and the volume of punches. Can you see Tony just mentally giving up with the volume of punches paraded on him? Like so, for some reason, I see myself. I mean, I see this fight happening. Kind of, this might be his since they like to make the comparison. This is the cruiserweight Lomachenko. I can see this being his first Lomachenko-ish type performance, where he goes a little on the offensive assault, trying to inflict pain trying to hurt his opponent. Actually trying to get a. Because I remember for a while, Lomachenko was just he couldn't finish people. He's putting on an export, but then he started like really being a little aggressive. That's when people start quitting on him. He started really hitting hard. It was Walter Sosa, um, Moraga, Rigo, and I think someone else in lower in like his fifth fight before that. But he started really unleashing on his punches, putting aggression to him, shortening his combinations. And I'm wondering, will this be? This is a nice fight. If Usyk has it, this would be a great fight to show it. Considering you want to make some tremendous noise going up into the heavyweights, crazy. And from there, that's what we go into. Usyk and the heavyweights. Before we close the show out, the UC, the Double RT Boxing Show, UK, up in the kingdom, midnight California here in the States. Thank you for tuning in. Follow the show at Twitter at RRTB Show. Again, I did no announcement on here just to see who comes in, what type of notification, how big is my audience. Right now, I get a better playback watch. So thank you guys for the support, even though you guys don't come here yet live. I'm thinking it's 7 a.m., but you guys just got fucking shit to do at 7 a.m. and not support the show yet. But you support it on the playback, so thank you. So when you do watch it on the playback, please hit that thumbs up, though. Now, what I was going to say and closing the show out, remember before this fight was signed, I just find it very weird. Like I said, Mr. A's thoughts here on the Up in the Kingdom. If you follow the show, you know I like to do Mr. A's thoughts at the end of things. If you're a new viewer, please be a new subscriber. Mr. A's thoughts. Usyk, remember he wanted to go heavyweight. He wanted to go heavyweight, or mentioned the rumbles of him wanting to go up to be a heavyweight. And the WBO came out and said, well, if Alexander Usyk, if you would like to be the WBO mandatory, we love that fight. But unfortunately, you'll have to wait until 2020 because AJ is going to be tied up. He's tied up. Sorry about that. Right now there's no title shots. There's no spot available. We have to give those spots and fill them in. So Usyk heard that at the press conference. He's like, okay, well, if you're telling me I could fight Joshua, but I have to wait to 2020, I would defend the undisputed title one time against the Emeritus champion. I think that's how you pronounce it, Emeritus. My pronunciation is wrong, but it's Demetrius or something like that. The WBC Demetrius champion, Tony Bellew. So officially, if Usyk beats Tony Bellew, then he's like the undisputed champion in bold letters, bold typing, because he will beat Tony Bellew. Because Tony Bellew, because what's crazy, even though I was talking about Joshua and AJ and Usyk in the Mr. A's thoughts before I close out the show, I got backtracked, and we will get backtracked right here, so we'll enjoy it. Usyk this was kind of cool about what happened. In becoming the undisputed champion, he beat each champion. He didn't beat a guy who had 2 belts, or he didn't get one that was vacant. He didn't fight for a vacant belt. He got a belt off each and every champion. No one seems to be talking about it. Yeah, they give him an acknowledgement that he got it in such a short amount of fights, but he took it off the champion. The first one, I forgot I believe it was the WBO off Glowowski. And then he got I believe it was the he got 2 off Gasket. Sorry, the Undisputed Battle. But he got the WBC off Breedis, which was Breedis got it a vacant belt because Tony Bellew gave that up to go fight David Haye. So that's why officially, if Usyk beats Tony Bellew, he beats all of the champions, because Tony Bellew can still walk around here and scream kind of like Tyson Fury, I'm the lineal champion. Tony Bellew can walk around here and say, I'm gonna fuck again. I'm gonna fuck up the pronunciation of the word. Demetrius champion for the WBC. Basically, I'm the champion. I get paid like the champion. I get the respect. I get the fucking penthouse suite, but I don't fight for this division anymore. That's Tony Bellew. So he's coming back to saying, hey, get your ass up my penthouse suite and leave the jewelry, bitch. That's what he's telling Usyk. And we will see, like I said, and I'm back. I just wanted to say that, hey, that's kind of cool how Usyk got the belts off all champions, nothing vacated. Now, back to Mr. A's thoughts right here on the Rrt Boxing Show with your host, Mr. A, UK style, up in the kingdom. We covered how the November is closing out with super bantamweights. We went over a little of the belts and the matchups. Then we closed out on the Bellew Usyk card, kind of broke down the fight, how it can't happen. And now we're ending it on the show, on the Mr. A's thoughts, like what happened. It was just weird. I'm thinking Mr. A's thoughts when the Usyk press conference, like, oh, I'm undisputed. What do you want to do now? I want to go heavyweight. Thinking about it, I think it'd be a great accomplishment since I just defeated the best. I want to go test myself. Well, Usyk, we're the WBO committee, the organization, sanctioned body. Thank you for your proud championship. You showed great honor. We would love to have you step up to heavyweight, but Joshua's mandatories. That spots it needs a mandatory. And we're going to see what spots we can get. So for you to fight him, maybe in 2020, because they have no spots. And then Usyk's like, well, fuck. I go down, back one more time, defend the title against Bellew. Now I could clean them all out. So now we're back to where we said. And now, this April fight with Joshua is the WBO spot. What happened where Usyk, see, this spot wasn't, the WBO were looking for a spot. They had no number one. They had nothing. And Usyk was going to have to wait till 2020 to get a WBO mandatory spot. And now it could be Chisora or White. If I was Usyk, I would have been a dick move. I would have been some dick type move right when I guess I would have pulled out of the Bellew fight. I would have pulled out of the Bellew fight right when the WBO would have came into the announcements like, oh yeah, this is going to be a mandatory spot. If I was Usyk, I would have cashed in my fucking WBO cruiserweight. Like, well, I'm moving up a division. I'm the champion. I want my neck. I want to fight right now. I want that April 13th WBO mandatory spot. I want it. I would have chin checked him because when he first tried it at the press conference, they're like, oh no, you can't get a shot to 2012, and now that spot, that mandatory spot, is open for April. I would have been like, oh, okay, I'm calling it. But like I said, because I think even though Usyk gets hit a lot, I think he could punch a little harder than he's shown us. I'm willing to see how hard he can get hit to the body because he leaves himself open to the body, but no one takes advantage of his open body because they're second guessing what's coming, and they're so second guessing what's coming. They don't unleash a lot of attack. They just throw one or two at him, and you gotta lock him. He's already locked up because he's quick to move his feet and lock out his body. His middle of his body's open, but you can't just hit it with one shot. You need to throw a few at him because he's not going to knock you out with tremendous countering. He's going to move out the way. So, but I do think his footwork can get AJ. I do think so, and I think he has enough points to affect AJ and punching. Like I said, if bit, but like I said, for you to beat Usyk and AJ has the fundamentals and the power and heaviness, like I said, you got to make Usyk fight a little faster than he wants to with heart. You got to hit him hard though, because he can match you for the first 5 6 rounds. He can speed it up, but he won't be able to fight faster than he wants to for 12 rounds. And no fighter can, but he's so well-oiled machine. He needs a certain rhythm, and his own rhythm already. He needs pickup rounds like 7, 9. He needs some quick break pickup rounds. So if you're making him already speed up the pace like in round 3, you can make him have another pickup round or two that he's normally used to, and you could really hit him or get some points on him. That's how I think Bellew can win this. He has to speed up the fight, but that's the Double RT Boxing Show. I'm your host, Mr. A. This is Up in the Kingdom, Midnight, California. Thank you for your time and support.